We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Knowledge has always been the key to moving our lives and the world forward. Just look at the great scientists and thinkers of the past. Look at what gifts their knowledge has brought us. Things that were once only thought of as science fiction, we now take for granted. We carry powerful computers in our pockets. We soar through the skies in metal machines. We've sent people to the moon and back.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
And the other day, when I walked out of Costco, a car drove by me with nobody inside it. The light bulb was once thought to be the greatest invention of mankind. Maybe it still is, but look at how far we've come.
For a period of about 20 minutes today, astronaut Edward White walked in space, out of his spacecraft but attached to it by a nylon tether.
The Boeing 747 super jetliner is making its maiden commercial voyage across the Atlantic from New York to London this evening.
Well, the great trouble is that we get so used to these things. We don't think of it as a miracle anymore, but of course it is.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper. Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem.
Our future is only limited by the power of our imagination and our ability to question the things that we think we already know to be true. And what if that's all that's standing in your way? What if the thing that's holding you back in life is simply what you think you already know? See, the thing is, once you think you have all the answers, you stop questioning the things that you need to question in order to grow. Richard Feynman, Nobel Prize-winning physicist, once said, "I can live with doubt and uncertainty
and not knowing. I think it's much more interesting to live not knowing than to have answers which might be wrong. I have approximate answers and possible beliefs and different degrees of certainty about different things, but I'm not absolutely sure of anything, and then many things I don't know anything about. But I don't have to know an answer. I don't feel frightened by not knowing things."
So I think that's really what it all comes down to. It can be scary to admit you don't have all the answers, to admit you might be wrong. But here's the thing, once you learn to place truth above certainty, you find that incredible things lie on the other side of those false beliefs. Take Roger Bannister, for instance. For years, scientists and athletes believed that running a mile in under 4 minutes was physically impossible.
There were many around at the time who thought a 4-minute mile was simply a physical impossibility.
Some experts even claimed that performing such a feat would cause the heart to explode. But Bannister didn't accept that.
Under best conditions, somebody must be able to do it.
He questioned those commonly held beliefs. He changed how he trained, focused on efficiency, and ignored the so-called experts.
And I had a notion that if I looked after myself, trained carefully, I would go on improving. Not by training 2 to 3 hours a day, but by training 3/4 of a day. It seemed to me logical that you could go on improving and you didn't have to spend all the day running.
And on May 6th, 1954, he ran a mile in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. And just like that, the illusion was broken. And here's the crazy thing. Once Bannister proved it could be done, within a few years, dozens of athletes had done what was once thought to be impossible.
And now, John Landy has shattered Bannister's figures.
Ibbotson streaks for the tape to smash the world record by nearly a second in 3 minutes 57.2.
Now, as of 2025, more than 1,700 people have done the same thing, proving the only real barrier all along was in the mind. So what's your 4-minute mile? See, breaking barriers isn't just about athletics. It applies to every part of life, whether it's your schoolwork, your career, or your personal goals. The biggest limits are often the ones you place on yourself. But once you challenge those limits, everything can change for you. Now, if you're ready to push past whatever's holding you back, check out my ultimate guide to goal setting. Go ahead and click here if you're ready to make a change.